Well, hello there, friends, ladies, gentlemen, fellow firearms enthusiasts. Welcome back to Crooked Horse Rifle and Pistol out of Lamar County, Mississippi. Well, this morning I started off my day going to the Hub City Gun Show at the Forest County Multi-Purpose Center, and I would like to say there was some good stuff there, but you know, the truth of the matter is, you know, it was a waste of time. A lot of people selling the exact same stuff. You know, nothing really. Didn't say anything worth buying. So I figure I'd come out here, do some shooting, and sell my own guns. What I did, and as you see this assortment here, we got it, you know, these are an assortment of guns that are, some of them are going to be meh. Some of them be, and some are going to be, don't even waste your money on. Absolute crap. And who knows, there might be one or two in here that I'm going to tell you that it is worth owning. So in no particular order, let's get started. First pistol we have here, this here is the Taurus G3C. Now, for the price, if you're looking for a subcompact pistol, you don't want to spend a lot of money. Now look, you pick up one of these for less than $300. If you want something, you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you don't want to go the route of a high point, this ain't a bad option. But now overall with this pistol, I'm gonna have to say it's kind of a meh. And the big thing, it feels good in the hand, but this trigger got a lot of uptake in that trigger before you hit that wall. Let's put some ammo in this thing and see how she shoots. So again, this here's the Taurus G3C. It does have a safety feature on it. Now some folks give Taurus a bad rap. Personally, and I own several Taurus firearms. I've never had an issue as far as dependability goes. They've always fired when I pulled the trigger. We're going to be shooting at 10 yards at our white target. Might have if I chambered around. Yeah. Again, the trigger on this pistol is not the best. It's not the worst, but it's certainly not the best. You got, again, a lot of uptake, before you hit that wall. And then the reset, you got quite a bit of return on the reset too. And that's even, sometimes you can't even tell about the reset. Let's go take a look at the target. So on the target, as you can see, I was pulling left. Nothing totally crazy. But so like, nothing way down here, low left or anything like that. But it is what it is. Sights on this pistol are pretty, low key. Got your blacked out, rear sight post. With serrated, serrations for glare. And then you're just your standard white dot on the front. Well, if you're looking for something that's just, for a low price point, again, about $289, and is, in my opinion, a dependable firearm, why not? So the Taurus was, in my opinion, a meh gun. Now coming in at $499, probably the most overrated gun, the FN Reflex. Now the Reflex, this here is a pistol. It's a micro, micro 9, and this is the gun that I try very hard to like. I mean, you really got to slam that man. One, you got to really slam the magazine up in that magazine well. Start at 10 yards. So the trigger on the Reflex, yeah, again, you got a fair amount of uptake on it before you hit the wall. And the reset ain't too bad. The grip they could have done, I think, in my opinion, done a lot better, as far as the stippling, to have a more, more positive, purchase on it. Let's go take a look at the target. And in previous times I've shot the Reflex, I was all shooting low left. I'm slowly getting better at it. You'd say most of my, just about all my shots, were within the box. So I'm really actually pleased with that. But, when it came, with the Reflex, I think that, for the price, I think you could probably do a lot better. That's just me. For our next pistol, coming in at $349 at your average big box sporting goods store. This here's the Stoeger STR9MC, a micro 9. Now I'm going to tell you, if you see one of these things in the gun counter, just keep on walking. Don't even buy it. Because it's a $350 gun, shoots probably like, feels like a $150 gun. So got our 13 round magazine, and as I was stating before, control on this pistol just isn't there. So even with that sight adjusted all the way to the, as low as it goes, this is me aiming right there, and it still was shooting high. The grouping ain't bad. Now that little outlier, I mean, I knew the moment I pulled the trigger that it was, it was going to end up there. But like overall though, the grouping ain't bad. It just wants to shoot high. The sights on these things, on the Stoker, really not the best. And you can have adjustments for windage and elevation there. That's your elevation knob there, and then you got a windage screw right right up in there. Your front sight post is just your standard white dot right there. Now this gun here is one of the more interesting guns that come out on the market this year. And this here is the Firearms GF9. It is a Glock clone. It's about $289. You won't find these. I mean, I think you'd be hard pressed to find these in your local big box store. But what I liked about this pistol when I saw it was the sights. You got the fiber front sight and rear sight. And other than a difference in the angle of the grip, you're pretty much shooting you're shooting a Glock. Real nice trigger. Slide didn't lock to the rear though. It's interesting. But overall, I mean, the trigger's real nice. I really, it's nice, smooth and crisp. Got a good, I mean, not much uptake to hitting that wall. I mean, the only thing is, here's your reset there. And sometimes that trigger guard, trigger safety wants to catch. And you kind of get a hang up. And I'll take you down range, show you the target, and see what happens. What it looks like when you get that hang up on there. Now, if you ain't got your finger placed just right, now on that trigger safety, you're gonna have issue. But see how, right where we're shooting low, it's where that trigger, that trigger safety wants to catch, and you end up at, that little extra force to get past that, it's pulling it low. Well, let me show you a little something I find interesting about that pistol though. So let me show you something about this pistol. that I find interesting. Again, this here's the GF9 Rapture. This here is your Glock 26 Gen 4. You could take the slide from this pistol and put it on that pistol. I'm going to show you. And the takedown on the Rapture is the exact same as on the Glock. And now, getting a little, there we are, the GF9 slide, Glock 26 frame, and there we go. And let me see, now show you how she shoots. Now, the slides are interchangeable, however, the magazines are not. I tell you, this load assist tool, I love the thing. So we got the Glock body on a GF9 with the GF9 slide. Much better trigger, squeeze when you don't have that trigger safety catching way up there. Now let me show you the target and how we did. Now the Glock had a 10 round magazine. These are all 10 of my rounds. Now look at that grouping right there. So definitely, with a better trigger, you get better results. The GF9, it's not a pistol I'd say that you must go out and get, but if you want to come across, you come across one, I just say, they're pretty interesting, and they're not, you could probably take this into a gunsmith and they could probably file that, or modify that trigger for you. And it does come optic ready, should you want to choose, should you choose to put an optic on it. Now changing calibers to a gun that also in my kind of a meh category. We have this Smith & Wesson here. This here is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 chambered in .380. And I'm just going to say, in my opinion, I think Smith & Wesson, they were just in a hurry to put something out and didn't put a whole lot of thought into the manufacturing and the quality of this pistol. First and foremost, thing's a pain in the ass to load. Got a 10 round and 12 round magazine. And those final 2 rounds in any of those magazines, you can pretty much almost forget about it. You know, without a load assist tool. Well, in the slide, you really gotta fight with this thing to lock it back to the rear. I just think that you could do better, or a person could do better if they were so inclined to carry a 380. They're better on the market. So this here, the Bodyguard 2.0, is a $400 gun. At your local big box store. And another thing, you can use this. This load assist tool by Uplula. It's for 9mm to 45 ACP. However, you could also use it for these 380s. Their 380 magazine or load assist tool will not fit these particular magazines, since they are a semi-double stack. So you can use the 9mm load assist tool and it works just fine. I don't remember if I got 10 rounds in there or 9 rounds. Yep, I had 9. Yep, this thing's definitely a game changer for me. All right. Not the most comfortable pistol to shoot. The sights on it ain't that great. Yeah, you definitely feel, every time you squeeze that trigger, you definitely feel it right in the finger right there. Now, what makes this pistol so uncomfortable to shoot? Let me show you. this trigger guard area, you don't have a lot of space. I have a little bit, I got little bitty baby fingers, and I don't have a lot of space. And when you're pulling that trigger, unless you're high up on that trigger, I mean really, I mean as high as you can get up there, the bottom of your finger right there rides on the base of that trigger guard. And every time you pull the trigger, you're either getting pinched in there, or the recoil is basically slamming your finger into this section, this bottom front section of the trigger guard. And it's not painful, but after about 5 rounds, it definitely gets uncomfortable. And you're having to readjust your trigger finger position. I'm gonna reload the magazine. I'm gonna try to get this as close as I can, but hopefully you guys can see, you know what is going on. And positioning the camera in a way that y'all can see where my grip isn't obstructing anything is a challenge. So hopefully you were able to you might have been able to see something there. As soon as you let go of that trigger, you squeeze and you bring it forward. You're hitting that bottom part of the trigger guard. Now another thing about this pistol, for those of you that live in a cold climate, I get it. It's cold, you wear gloves. If you're wearing gloves, you could forget about using this pistol for any type of self-defense or everyday carry. Because Mr. Badman is not going to say, or is not going to be gracious enough to give you a minute to take your gloves off. And now, for a pistol that I think is probably one of the most underrated pistols, that I think that if you're looking to buy a good everyday carry pistol, that you should give some considerable weight to or consideration to, and that would be the Canik Medi MC9. Now the Canik here, like I said, in my opinion, probably one of the more underrated pistols out there. But as far as, accuracy, it's dead on. You get a 2 magazines, 15 round and a 12 round magazine. You get a extremely smooth trigger pull with the reset, essentially, look, essentially, the triggers on these are essentially a Walther. Because now what Canic did was they took, my understanding of the whole situation is they can't, when the patent expired on, their trigger assembly, Canic basically stole the idea, or we'll say they adopted the idea. Other features about this pistol is, it also comes optic ready. .12-round magazine. One of these days I'll remember to look at these magazines before I start loading them, so I know how many rounds to put in them. Now Canic is Canics are made in Turkey, and they're imported by Century Arms. It's a high probability that people see Century Arms on there and immediately think that just because it says that, it's going to be low quality garbage. But Canic makes some pretty good, firearms. Alright, so here's the Canic. Let's go to that target and see how we did. And, another nice thing about the Medi MC9 is the price point. Local big box store, you're looking at, just under $400, and get quite a bit, out of the box. You can check out my YouTube, my review on that. You get quite a bit out of the box for that, for such, really a good pistol. So, the Canic, like I said, definitely, for me, I definitely like it, and from price point and quality and accuracy, very it'll be very tough to beat, in my opinion. I'm probably sure someone's out there saying, well, there's this one, but for average of what a person has available in their local big box store, you can't go wrong with the Canic. That Stoger, like I said, if you see that, just keep on walking. Don't even waste your money. The FN Reflex, I'm still working on trying to like it. But would I recommend it? No, given the cost, and so much better as far as Micro 9's out on the market. I mean, you can, Springfield Hellcat or a Sig P365 will ease, hands down, in my opinion, beat, the FN. Now that the Taurus G3C, I hate to bag on Taurus, because I like Taurus firearms. Like I said, I've owned several Tauruses, never had an issue. But the G3C, if that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford, right? But if you can afford something a little bit better, hey, see if you can fit yourself into the Canic. Much small, the Canic, it's much smaller, much lighter, far more accurate, in my opinion, just a much better gun. Which is disappointing, because I have the Taurus G2C, and I think the G2C is a much better pistol than the G3C. The G-Force Arms pistol, the likelihood of you finding that in your big box store is about slim to none. But if you come across one at that actual gun shop or pawn shop, and you feel like dropping a couple $100 on something interesting, give it a shot. You might like it. Definitely like the sights over the standard Glock sights. Now this, there's your standard Glock sights on that. And as far as that Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, I would have to give that, look, like I said before, if you're dead set on getting one, and you can wait a little bit, give it a few months, you'll find them, you'll find them in all the pawn shops. You probably get a good deal on them. But for me, my honest assessment is that you can pass on that one as well. So these are guns that I just showed y'all. These are guns that you're gonna find in your local big box stores, like your Cabela's, Bass Pro, Academy Sports. And this is, for a lot of people, this is about what they have available, because maybe they live in jurisdictions that are not gun friendly. They don't allow the mom and pop gun stores. in town. So a lot of times that's what they have, what you're stuck with is what them big box stores have to offer. And all these guns I've shown you, with the exception of that GF9, you're going to find, red in them display cases there. So I hope this video kind of, helped, helped you out making an informed decision on any future purchase. Well, friends, ladies, gentlemen, fellow firearms enthusiasts, I'd like to thank you once again for coming out and joining us here at Crooked Horse Rifle and Pistol out of here in Lamar County, Mississippi. And until the next time, thank you for shooting with us.